Hey everybody, Izola here with FlickDirect, and I am here to give you another review, but this time it is a Walmart exclusive 4K UHD Steelbook for the movie Wind River. So grab your popcorn, sit back, relax, and let's get this started. Wind River originally came out in 2017 and it stars Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen. And when I originally saw the duo in this movie, it immediately made me think of Wanda and Clint, aka Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch, where they had, with the Avengers, a mentor-mentee kind of relationship. And immediately I was curious to see if that's what was going to happen here. And no, that's not really the same. So we're getting something different with the duo, which is very nice because you don't want to always see the same thing with the same actors. Anyway, let's start off with a hopefully very brief synopsis just to kind of give you an idea of what the movie is about. Corey Lambert, played by Renner, is a wildlife officer who unfortunately finds the frozen body of an 18-year-old woman on an American Indian reservation in Wyoming. The name of the res is actually Wind River, and it is shared by two tribes. And those are the Eastern Shoshone and the Northern Arapaho. Now, after the autopsy is completed, it reveals that this woman was assaulted. And we quickly find out that that hits a little too close to home for Lambert. FBI agent Jane Banner, played by Olsen, comes in to do the investigation by herself, and Renner's character is actually the one who guides her through the area. I mean, she's not very familiar with Wyoming, and also it's the dead of winter, extremely snowy. She's going to need a guide. These two soon realize that their lives are pretty much in danger while they're trying to figure out what happened to this young woman that was found. The movie does a great job of highlighting the harsh realities of life and also provides perspective from those who live in the area and deal with everyday life in said area. Wind River was beautifully directed by Taylor Sheridan, and with his directing, he's able to paint a picture by balancing both broad and detailed elements, which gives more depth to the story. Now, Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen have great online chemistry, and we already knew this because we have seen them work together before, like I mentioned in the beginning. But seriously, their chemistry really sells the story and the characters that they're playing. Also, this has a really strong supporting cast which just adds to the believability of the story. Wind River is a solid thriller, but be warned that this is based around a very tough subject matter. Definitely not for children to watch, and because of this subject matter, some scenes or potentially the entire movie could be quite triggering for some people, so viewer discretion is advised. Because of the believability, the cast, and just the overall directing of this movie, I give it a 4 out of 5. Now on to video. Wind River comes in 4K, Ultra HD, and Blu-ray from Lionsgate Home Entertainment. Since the film has a cooler, less vibrant color palette, it's not particularly eye-catching in terms of color to some. I still thought it was very beautiful, but this makes sense because it is shot in the dead of winter of Wyoming, so you're really not going to have a lot of vibrant colors unless if it's a sunnier day. You'll get some warmer tones from the sun. However, for the most part, you're pretty much in the wilderness surrounded by snow. So you'll definitely get those blue hues rather than the warmer yellow tones from the sun. Having said that, though, the video really captures those cooler tones and makes for a beautiful video. Now, the digital shooting gives the USD version a boost in sharpness and detail, And although things were far and wide shots, things both in foreground and background were actually very clear to see. The HDR in this version allowed the natural lighting to be enhanced and really stayed away from making the highlights and darker colors more dramatic. Overall, the Ultra HD presentation is solid. Although there were some minor issues that I thought of, I think those were more stylistic choices rather than the actual UHD recording. And sometimes the choices that the directors take work, and sometimes they don't work as well. I wouldn't say it's anything that takes away from the movie or the quality of the video, but, you know, just nitpicking at this point. But it's just something to watch out for, or maybe just not pay attention to when you're watching the movie. Overall, I give the video quality a 4 out of 5. Okay, so now it's time for audio. And you know how I love a good Dolby Atmos recording. We talked about that last time with the Steelbook I did with Collateral. It was not recorded that way. This one is. And again, it also has, you know, to do with timing, when the movies actually came out and whether or not that's actually even feasible to do at the time when they're making these 4K Ultra UHDs. So it kind of makes sense. Wind River isn't this super action-packed movie like Collateral was, but just because it isn't doesn't mean that this doesn't work in its favor. This movie is primarily set out in the wilderness, so it is picking up every foreground and background sound, making it very crisp and clear to hear and understand. Adding in this melodic musical score and blending it all together just adds to the beauty and honestly the suspense of the movie in a lot of the areas. I mean, just think about like twigs cracking and things like that, you know, that makes you turn your head. You're wondering if someone's behind you or hiding behind trees. It's quite suspenseful. And that's the great way of how they recorded this, because the surround, you could hear something over here off site and then something in the background. You're going to hear it to your left and to your right, and it's going to make your head turn whichever way it's coming from, right? So you're really going to get that feel, and you will be immersed into the movie because of the way that it was recorded, especially if you have your surround sound speakers, which I'm always all about. Unless if you live in a small apartment, just don't have your bass up. We have issues like that sometimes, especially when they're playing video games downstairs, but I'm probably part of that problem too. Overall, the Atmos track isn't particularly aggressive or loud, but it makes up with the enhancement to the subtle noises, like even the snow moving in the wind. You wouldn't think that it has a sound. It's very subtle, but just that little movement of the snow when the wind blows, it's beautiful. And because of this, I'm going to give the audio a 4.5 out of 5. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty and see what we get with this Walmart exclusive Steelbook. Obviously, you get this beautiful Steelbook that holds your 2 DVDs. The pictures that they used for the Steelbook, gorgeous. It's just a landscape, and it just shows you how beautiful Wyoming really is. If you have not been to Wyoming, by the way, I highly recommend it. It is gorgeous there, but that's not what we're here to discuss. Also on the DVDs, you're going to have some pictures as well, and my favorite is the wolf. I mean, Jeremy Renner's not, you know, bad to look at either, but I love wolves. I love, you know, doing my part to protect them. So I was really happy to see that one of them had a wolf on it. So disc 1 is your Ultra HD Blu-ray, and then disc 2 is the Blu-ray, which was the previous version from 2017. In addition to this, You are going to get behind the scenes video gallery, some deleted scenes, and then of course you get the digital HD copy. Now, overall, I'm unfortunately giving the Steelbook a 1.5 out of 5. And it has nothing to do with the Steelbook itself. The Steelbook, like I said, is gorgeous. The landscape photo that they used and also the discs, it's beautiful. And I love having Steelbook cases in my library. So it's a no-brainer for me to have this no matter what. I was just really disappointed with the extras. And primarily that's because I really feel like they missed the mark on this. We could have had, you know, a documentary on how they filmed it at the reservation. We could have had information on the Shoshone and Arapaho tribes. I just feel like we could have done more to educate on the indigenous tribes that are in that area, or just indigenous tribes in general. I really don't think that us as Americans have enough true information about them, and knowledge is power, and I really feel like they missed the mark on this. So if they ever do another, I really feel that they should try to add something in there. And I know that this was filmed in 2017 and they probably didn't have that stuff, but at the same time, it's not that hard to get information and film some stuff. Yes, I know it costs money, but again, I just feel that having information that's informative and educational, as well as just scenic and beautiful, you know, landscape shots would have just been an added bonus to this. Overall, I give this Walmart exclusive Steelbook of Wind River a 3.5 out of 5. The movie is extremely thrilling and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You don't know where it's going or what's going to happen next. But at the end, you just really want to find out who the killer is. I mean, who doesn't want to solve a mystery? These 4K UHD releases with Dolby Atmos never ever disappoint. You are always getting these beautiful scenic shots that are just enhanced. And then you add on top of that these crisp, clean sounds. And it just makes for an amazing movie experience. Again, the Steelbook itself with the DVDs, I absolutely love. I just wish that there was more with the extras. Again, missed opportunity, but there's not really much we can do about that now. But like I said, the Steelbook is gorgeous. Everybody who collects Steelbooks or is a fan of Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen should definitely own this. Now again, I've probably said this 15 times, but I want to reiterate, this is a Walmart exclusive. So that means you can either pre-order it at walmart.com or you can wait until the 10th with the release and go to your local Walmart to purchase it. I know sometimes they will do a night release, sometimes midnight, 9 p.m., but you know, you can just walk in 9 in the morning on the 10th and go grab your copy, which again, I highly recommend. And with that, this concludes my review of Wind River, the Walmart exclusive Steelbook 4K UHD. Please be sure to like and subscribe to all of our channels so you never miss out on any entertainment news. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.